Thanks, Emily. And thanks everybody coming out for ISE 2023 and joining us here in Q-SYS and hearing about how Q-SYS and BrightSign are going to be working together. So the challenge statement here that really matches what our two platforms can do is I want to deploy engaging, interactive multimedia experiences, leveraging automation, and delivering exceptional user experiences at scale. So how do you manage a consistent user experience across, and by the way, our platforms work in pretty much any venue you can think of and any interactive experience. So we like to think of BrightSign as the digital easel for painting place-based digital experiences. So a lot of people know us shorthand as a digital signage company, but we're much more than a digital signage company. We really create digital experiences in any place or venue. So our solution consists at the bottom of a digital media player, which is a piece of hardware. I like to call it a digital experience controller. So the main thing people think of it doing is it plays back video and audio, usually through an LED display. But much more in that, we have, as I like to say, every input-output known to man. So we have serial interfaces, we have GPIO, we have digital audio interfaces, we have SPDIF, so any kind of an interface you can imagine. We also have a huge ecosystem now of over 300 technology partners who've integrated everything from lighting control to audio systems to any kind of a sensor technology you can imagine that runs on the endpoint for the experience in the place. On top of that, we have a set of cloud services. The first tier of cloud services is all about the device and system monitoring, management, control, and deployment. On top of that, we have a content management system and an authoring system that allows you to easily author these multimedia experiences, including interactive experiences that are going to be operating in the venue. So for example, you might have something we call an attract loop where you're playing video and flashing lights and playing music in an attempt to get somebody to walk over and get engaged with your experience. Then there might be a proximity sensor that says, hey, this person has now walked up within 5 feet of the experience. So you're going to change the experience from what's called an attract loop to an engagement loop and start engaging the person in that experience, for some objective you're trying to do. Meanwhile, our cloud system, again, is monitoring and managing the system as well as distributing new content, new programming, and enabling us to connect up to other systems, which is where the Q-SYS part of the experience comes in. So what winds up happening, I'm going to show you a great example, and we actually had a lot of trouble when we were first getting together. We knew these two systems would be a marriage made in heaven, but we were thinking of so many use cases that it was very confusing. So we said, okay, let's start out with something, simple that people are going to be able to understand. So today what we're going to be showing you is think of two different experiences. So typically with BrightSign, what happens is we go into a venue. So for example, in the example we're going to show in a minute, think of you're going onto a university campus. When you walk into the visitor center, there's going to be some signage there. It's probably going to tell you, welcome to the university. There may be something called a map, which is called wayfinding. Here's how you're going to find your way around, etc. And then maybe you go to another facility. There's another BrightSign experience. Let's say it's in the dormitory. So it's going to tell you what services are in the dormitory and again have a map. So what winds up happening with BrightSign, as you go around, you're going to have all these engaging, interactive digital experiences maybe scattered around a campus or scattered around a facility. So that's the BrightSign story so far. Oops. Now what happens is we introduce Q-SYS. So think of Q-SYS as a meta system or a meta layer that now is going to sit on top of all those BrightSign experiences. So before Q-SYS comes into the picture, each of these is an autonomous system in a different facility with some kind of a different experience. Now with the power of Q-SYS, device control, automation, data aggregation, monitoring, and management, they hook into and leverage all of those functions in our platform that gets then pulled up and aggregated into their platform. So what does that mean for us as an experience? So again, Q-SYS on top, managing control, in addition, aggregating all of their device control in, so microphones and sound systems and speakers. BrightSign also having all of those different components and technologies. So by the way, another way to think about this is Q-SYS has several hundred technology partners that have integrated to their platform. BrightSign has several hundred technology partners that are integrated with our platform. When you combine those two platforms together, there is no technology you can think of that isn't running on one platform or another. So now Q-SYS brings all of those technologies together, potentially in an integrated control experience, as well as in an integrated interactive experience.
So this is my
This
portion.
is your,
Yep.
have at it, Emily.
This is our little first child, I guess you could say. So we're extremely excited to announce that we have been in development with our friends at BrightSign on a BrightSign plugin. So this will be released very soon into Q-SYS Designer Asset Manager, and will live within the Q-SYS ecosystem. So if you need to control a BrightSign player, you will be able to do that now natively with the Q-SYS plugin. So no longer do you have to do your own scripting and things like that. You can do all of that within Q-SYS without any code. And what that really offers is the ability to automate these experiences and bring that next level elevated experience to customers, and like you said, bring those systems together under one roof and make sure that we can do all of those things and talk to the devices that we need to do to talk to, and make a better digital signage experience that is tying everything together. And I think Brian's going to talk about a little bit what that can mean through a real life experience.
Yeah, so we've thrown a lot at you, and all of this might sound really complicated, and how would I use this, and why would I care? So we wanted to come up with an experience hopefully everybody can understand and relate to, that'll really show off the power of the marriage of these two platforms. So we thought a great use case for this is a campus tour experience. And many of us have probably gone on campus tours over the years. So the way to think about this, and by the way, BrightSign, we're actually the worldwide leader in digital experience, digital signage platforms. We have about 70% of the higher ed market in the United States, and a very big slug in Europe as well, where there's BrightSign systems scattered across the campus. So what winds up happening, there's BrightSign experiences in literally every facility, and then there's BrightSign experiences and screens all around the campus. So typically there'll be wayfinding and maps to help people navigate around the campus. Also, most of the universities now are required to have emergency notification systems. So the BrightSign is also used for that. So there's literally bright signs everywhere.
Emergency systems.
Yeah.
Perfect timing.
So the setting is, you're going to come into a campus, you've got bright signs in all the facilities and scattered around the entire campus, but each of these typically is an isolated experience. So it's running in the administration office and the guest welcoming center, it's running down there in the library, it's running in the dorms, all over the dorms, and it's running in the library, and it's running in the gym and everywhere else you can imagine around campus. And then around campus, there are screens scattered everywhere around campus. But each of these is serving a function different in each of the facilities. Enter Q-SYS. So now Q-SYS is going to sit on top of all these experiences and pull them all together. So the first thing that happens is the Q-SYS control part of the platform now is aware of all the connected BrightSigns, all the connected screens, all the connected peripheral devices, and they roll that up and aggregate that into one console. So the facilities and IT management on the campus now has visibility not only to all the Q-SYS controlled devices, but all of the BrightSign connected and controlled devices. So one pane of glass to see every device across campus. Secondly, though, and more powerfully, now we have the scripting and control available. So what happens, the power of that is we can now create, this use case is a personal guided tour. So what's going to happen is you have a family coming to the campus. They're going to go in through the campus website and log in as a guest family. And there's a series of boxes they're going to check. Oh, my prospective student is interested in the science program. By the way, they're going to be on the water polo team, and they're really interested in, the cafeteria facilities, etc. Then the Q-SYS system, you're going to script that, and it's going to go to every one of those facilities to the BrightSign experiences. So the first thing that's going to happen through the BrightSign platform is the wayfinding map of the campus is going to come up, and then it's going to paint and show you your map around the campus today. The BrightSign is then going to squirt that map onto your mobile device and then guide you around the campus to start taking the tour. When you walk into each facility, those screens are now going to welcome you individually by name on the screen and then start explaining to you the benefits of that facility and why this campus has the greatest gym, etc., can guide you around within that facility. Then the map is going to take you to the next facility. So what we're able to do with Q-SYS is take all this investment you've already made into signage, go up to the next level, and now make a complete interactive, custom guided tour of the entire campus, all through scripting on Q-SYS and potentially pushing some content down to the BrightSigns. So I hope that kind of a use case gives you an idea of the wild power that's available by putting these two systems together.